advantages.
Underway here in the third term. It's the Stars that lead by 50 points. Again, Gilmore getting the tap, and despite their best efforts, they can't push forward again early, and it will be an early secondary stoppage in the middle of Sir Doug Nicholls Oval, home of this NAIDOC Cup clash between the Stars and the Raiders. A great tradition here for the Fitzroy Stars. The clearance is won here by Josh Close. Bouncing ball towards half forward, getting towards the pavilion side. Colatillo first to the race. Wanganeen applying the pressure. Colatillo keeping his feet but running out of room, and the Stars do win this footy back. Wanganeen got the handball away, and they've got numbers streaming forward again now, do the Stars, and they chip it inside 50, and into the pocket is Tyson Pickett. He's looking for his fourth major now. He's trying to challenge his forward teammate Patrick Farrant, and now Pickett's looking to keep building. It's a very tough kick. He's only a metre or so away from the boundary, about 35 metres out from goal, but the umpire hasn't moved. Tyson Pickett just continuing what his teammates have started in the opening half. That's his fourth major. And, well, that could, even at this stage of the game, be all she wrote. It's 12-6-78 to 3-4-22.
It's not much you can do if you're Old Parade there. That is a exquisite finish from Tyson Pickett, who I think has kicked all 4 of his goals in just the last 2 quarters, and 3 of those 4 in that second quarter. And, geez, what a finish. You can't really do much about it. We've already seen one player ditch the long sleeve, and Alex Williamson. Probably a smart move as that sun continues to shine through the clouds. We go back in the middle. Gilmore winning the tap out this time, then goes and follows it up. Almost gets the clearance for the Raiders. Coming up towards the stoppage there is Jeddah, and he's going to be pinned for holding the ball, as the umpire deems he didn't try to get rid of it. And through O'Sullivan, Old Parade will look for their first inside forward 50 of the second half. His kick towards a contest will help Fitzroy Stars. They've got a lot of numbers to it. Proctor cleans it up at ground level. Handball off to Bamblett will work. He gets the 1-2, and Proctor will now exit on the other side. All the way up to Wanganeen, who couldn't take the mark, was able to bring it towards ground level. And thanks to David Huntley, that ball will fall its way over for a boundary throw-in just outside the pavilion and just off centre wing, but off to the Raiders' side of the ground. 2.5
minutes in. Already been a goal in this term, and it's come courtesy of Tyson Pickett. Ball gets tossed up. Punches away in that ruck, does Franz. Boundary line. Kane Proctor wants to keep this ball in play. And we're going to have a ball up instead, or boundary throw-in. Both whistles going, as again, there's a bit of talk at the moment. A bit of wrestling, but nothing too sinister at the moment. Players just need to go back to their positions.
They like each other's jumpers. They're trying to take it off each other.
Compliment them?
Yeah, I want it. I want that one.
Boundary throwing incoming then. Umpire quick onto it. Tap this time from Norris up forward. Ronan was in there as well for the Stars. A lot of numbers around this footy. It's going to be Murdoch who got the handball away to clean space, but a push in the back is going to go the way of Nick Colatillo. So you'll receive the footy almost true centre wing, pavilion side. Sends a high ball, not too much purchase on it. Franz has to fly. Who's out the back here? Chance here for the Raiders, but having no time to get rid of it was Lamers. Now the Stars come, but they've given away a high free kick. And the visitors are going to have a chance here. I think this might be Philp with possession of the footy. And he'll get an opportunity to get one back here for Old Paradians in his 5th game of 2024. Played 4 reserves games this year, but has started to find his way into this senior side. Did play 14 senior games last year. This for his 11th senior goal. Tom Philp comes in. The slight angle to speak of. Is that going to stay to the left, or does it come back? It's the former. And the first score of the day for the visitors is a behind in this term. 3-5-23 to 12-6-78. 4.5 into the third term as the Stars look to clear away towards the pavilion side. And the short kick will work here for teammate in Michael Brown. And the Stars want to use their pace, and they go through the corridor. Tough one for Norris, but the big man has no problems. Got the fend off away, and then the handball chain works for Jeddah, who's able to keep his feet. He's able to kick it towards space. A one-on-one here should suit Will Gilmore, and he's able to win the free kick regardless here. Gilmore Spears a ball down the line. It's going to be cut off straight away. This is Gordon Bamblett, you're right. Zach, he's had a good game today. He's been in the right spots to be able to impact. Bamblett can chip one to Neville Jetta, the ever-reliable Neville Jetta.
Oh, don't jinx him now.
Right in front of his Fitzroy Stars bench. Thought about corridor. Decides to do it anyway. No problems. A great kick. This one finds Williamson. Centre wing broadcast side. His side lead by 55 points. He wants to go into the middle with a lateral kick. He finds Brown again. Now to Burns. Burns, undecided. Not a great kick. It's not something we expect. O'Sullivan, though, lands on the footy and we'll have a ball up. Almost 6 minutes now into this third term. 1 goal and 1 behind kicked. The goal by the Stars, the behind by the Paradians. It's O'Sullivan who tried to burst his way through, unsuccessful again. You can see they're looking for him with every hit out that they do win the away side. Tap again, this time coming from Norris. Waiting for it. On that occasion was Whittle, and there is Cooper. Now to Murdoch. He's going to clear things now for the Raiders to go inside 50. Almost plucking it with one hand is Merkel. Hasn't got much room to move as the ball hits the deck. Doing well is Bamblett. Now over to Neville Jetta, and they're going to swing it out wide. And starting a run is Jordan Proctor. Down the line he goes towards the pavilion side. Tough kick to get to, or tough place to get to on that occasion from Lovegrove Hudson. Ball's actually going to stay in play here, and the umpire's going to reward a free kick to Old Paradians on the outer side, or to the pavilion end.
So Cooper will take the free kick right on the boundary line. He goes long down the line towards a contest. A lot of numbers to it.
Ooh.
Getting their front position, not being able to take the mark, though, is, I think, Jones.
Yeah, I reckon it was a bit stiff, not a couple high there.
Who's gone down forward again for the Raiders as they look for forward target to take control of this game. France wins the head out. Couldn't find Luciani. Coming in was Bamblett. Able to move the ball forward, and then a free kick against the Fitzroy Stars, holding the ball. Great tackle from France on Norris.
He's a bit sore too.
And France goes wide out to Philp, who had it behind not too long ago. He's too far out to score on this occasion. So he'll look for a target inside forward 50, but credit to Fitzroy Stars. They've got a lot of numbers in there. And then all by himself is Brunskill out wide and is able to find a target to a teammate who's all by himself again in Layman's on this occasion, the 19-year-old, who's only played the one game prior to today. He's a late in and will look for his first career goal as an Old Parade footballer. He's on the slight angle. Comes in. Kick's looking good. If it holds its line, it's there. Lamers has his first goal in senior footy, and Old Parade are able to get their first goal of the second half and bring the margin within 49 points. 12-6-78. Old Parade 4-5-29.
So he kicked 9 goals in 10 under-19 games in 2024. And now he's able to get his first at senior level, which is fantastic for him. And maybe the little spark that they need, Old Paradians, as we head towards the middle patches of this third term. Beautiful from Gilmore on the ruck, who found O'Sullivan, but then couldn't find the next connecting handballs. There's another star down. O'Sullivan wins the clearance in the meantime. He sends a high ball towards the Jones direction. He did get hands onto the footy. At the back of the pack here is Luciani. Had nowhere to go and lost the footy. Stars trying to put the pressure on. Here's Jetta again trying hard. Unable to grab it. Now an opportunity for Bamblett. He got it over to Jordan Proctor. He goes towards half forward. Lovegrove Hudson takes the mark. Still 70 out from goal. He's got Pickett and Farrant in each pocket. He goes towards the Pickett direction, but he's on a tough opponent in Will Gilmore. He's able to punch it, and it hits ground level. Still a chance here for Brunskill. Decides to kick it off the ground and able to get off to a teammate. Back to Will Gilmore. Gets the 1-2. And they just go across goal here. Mark taken now by Phillips. He wants to move it quickly towards half back, and mark taken by Whittle. You may just want to slow things down a touch. Whittle chips one. Oh, Mark was dropped in the end, even though the whistle was called. And now they're under a lot of pressure through Cooper, and then not 15. Luciani doesn't know that's the case. And then we're going to get a good look here. Oh, nearly a great mark. And we're going to have a ball up. And no need to put a show on for us, boys. Just get to your positions. And we're going to get all players back to their positions. Apologies for the colourful language. Boundary throw, and he's right in front of our commentary position. Ball gets tossed up. Gilmore front spot. It was just too high for him, so Farron got a hand over to Sullivan. Now a chance here for Tom Cooper, who goes towards half forward. Jones plucks that one and does really well. Wanted to move it quickly there, Jones. Has to retract for a moment, and then he kicks inside 50, and a great pluck as well. This time it's Lockie Kerr. And he's someone they would like to get involved. He's scoreless so far. He's Lockie Kerr, and kicked goals in every game this year, so they want to get him on the board again.
They would, and gee, a great attempt at the mark there from Lamers right in front of us.
So Kerr, 45-degree angle to speak of. He'll probably kick from about 35 to 40 metres out most. As we said, he's kicked a goal in every game this year. He's looking for his 22nd of the season. That starts left and it stays left, and it's going to go through for a behind. And all Paradians now move to 4-6-30. Fitzroy Stars 12-6-78. The margin is 48 points as we tick towards the 11-minute mark of this third term. And the Stars already get it towards halfway, but it's cut off by Brunskill, who rebounds quickly, sends it inside 50. Luciani was just too small in that contest. And the intercept comes here from the Stars through Brown, and they'll look to each set. Oh, they kick it across goal. That's tough. It's not going to get there. And the boundary thrown in coming. A chance here for the visitors.
It is. A rare turnover in their back 50 from the Fitzroy Stars. Presents an opportunity in a similar position of the ground of where O'Sullivan kicked the first goal of the day for the Raiders. Farron comes in from behind and slaps it into the way of Lamers, who goes for goal. Kick across the ground will go out on the full. Now, I'm not sure if he was actually trying to centre it or he was going for goal. He did have a couple in the pocket towards where that ball went.
Jones wasn't happy. Thought he was coming to him.
So I think we'll give Lamers the benefit of the doubt that that's just a miss kick.
Second game. Brown to clear away.
So Brown will kick it back into play for the Stars. He goes across goal and finds, I believe this is Wanganeen.
No, Lionel Proctor.
Chips it up to Williamson. Small forward. He's worked his way up deep in defence. His little kick off to Burns works, almost chopped off, but doesn't. Then he gets a kick up towards Trajkovski, who's going to give the handball off to a teammate in Carpeny. Doesn't, and does a chip kick instead.
Oh, great hands.
And lovely from Lovegrove Hudson, who then goes the inside 45. Dangerous kick. Kerr flying in to take the intercept mark. Look to go quickly. Oh, it's going to be 50 metres. Yeah. Protected area given away by Jordan Proctor. And Kerr, he had a miss just before. He will now have another shot at goal for his first of the afternoon. And if he's able to put this through, Old Parade would have brought the margin back within 42 points, which would be monumental for them, as this has been out to as much as over 50. And it would mean that they lead the quarter. So here's Kerr coming in towards goal for his first of the afternoon. That'll sneak in and hold its line. It's 2 in a row for Old Parade, and it's their 5th of the afternoon. They go to 5-6-36. They still trail Fitzroy Stars 12-6-78, just over 13 minutes gone in this third quarter. And Nick, it's 18 scoring shots to 11, and yet
what are you saying, Zach? Are you saying there's still a chance?
I'm just saying they're only 7 goals away.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a few missed kicks from the Fitzroy Stars and Old Parade are able to get their kicking boots on, this game could be brought back quicker than we expected.
No doubt about it. And look, this is still a side capable of getting some higher scores. They're going to have to get them in a flurry now, you think. Meanwhile, Lockie Kerr continues his streak of goals in every game he's played this year. And he moves to, as we said, slightly earlier. It's his 22nd of the season.
It was a great intercept mark by him as well.
Absolutely. So we're back in the middle then. 42 points is the margin. We'll see if the Raiders can keep this going. Tyson Pickett's moved into the middle and Farron to do the ruck work here. So the two forwards having some time in the middle of the ground. Not that they need any more of the footy because they've been very good. Whittle's kick is cut off. And now chance here for Jordan Proctor, who's had a fair bit of it in this term. He finds Neville Jenner centre wing at the pavilion side. He just wants to track back a touch. There's Neville Jenner. He finds Lionel Proctor, his coach. Of course, the first Fitzroy Stars player to play 200 games, senior games for the Fitzroy Stars. Quite an achievement for Lionel Proctor. He gets it over to Williamson. Now he's got a man running in Jordan Proctor. Geez, he likes to run, does Jordan Proctor. He sends it inside 50 at the back, Sam Gilmore. No problems at all. He wants to move it on quickly. Got the handball away now to Tom Philp, who just gets the kick away in time. He wants to go centre of the ground. Not much communication, but it lands out the back for Luciani, who had nowhere to go inside, and it's easily cut off now on this occasion by Kyle Thomas. Thomas can chip it short to Brown. He's got Kane Proctor, who's ran about 100 metres to get this footy, and he'll get there, Kane Proctor. Had to dive for it, then lost the footy, and that ball goes out of bounds. So hard work not rewarded there for Kane Proctor.
Yeah, the kick wasn't to his advantage, really, at his shin bones. Had to really dive down for it, Kane Proctor, and thus the ball just bobbles out, falls its way over for a boundary throw-in, which helps the Raiders.
Certainly does. Boundary throw-in. Norris back on the ground, good to see. He's up against Franz. At the back is Whittle. Got the handball away quickly. Now chance here for Desmond. He just has to get boots of ball. He went corridor. Might work here for Proctor. Did well to pick that one up on the bounce. Did line of Proctor. Gets past an opponent and can swing it out wide. Here's Jai Burns. He's got plenty of space in front of him to run. Takes a bounce. Kicks it towards half forward. A good lead taken on that occasion. This is Hutchison. Hutchison now quickly inside. Gilmore again in the hole. Knew where that kick was going. Was able to intercept it once again. You feel like if it wasn't for him playing that extra man back, they would be conceding a lot more scores. But to their credit, they're holding their firm line at the moment as the Raiders look to clear it. They'll start with Will Gilmore in the back pocket.
So Will Gilmore take his time and go across goal, and that kick finds its way to a teammate as they go all the way to the other side of the ground now to the Raiders, and Zealey, who has it deep on his last line of defence in the pocket. He goes long down the line towards Merkel's direction. He takes the mark uncontested in the end. Works in his favour. Looks to move it quickly on this occasion. Can't find anyone to give it to. Now just pops it up high to a one-on-one, but taking the mark nicely in defence for the Stars is Brown. And they're able to move it forward through Proctor. The run and carry through the middle of the ground. His kick inside forward 50 won't reach a target. Getting out the back is Zealey to meet it first as it goes over for a boundary throw-in inside Fitzroy Stars forward 50.
We should mention it's his debut today, Maya Zealey. His senior debut. Of course, spent some time at Greensborough in 2022 with some under-19s work. He's played 7 reserves games, been best in 2 of them, and with some unavailabilities, he's gotten his opportunity today. He's had a bit of it in his third quarter particularly, so well done to Maya Zealey, of course, a famous name for Greensborough. Was a MVP winner in Emerson Zealey last year while she was at the club, of course, now at St Mary's. Meanwhile, clearance comes away from the Raiders, and it's one straight back. It's Lionel Proctor again. He'll just chip it short to Neville Jetta. Must be such a benefit for the Stars to have someone of Jetta's ilk playing for him. Just knows where to go with the kicks. That's another good one to Norris. Watch for Jetta here, as he might want to win a 1-2. Or around the back. Norris a bit undecided in the meantime. He's 60 out from goal. We'll just send it deep towards the pocket. As it gets at Farron, I think it has. It's just gotten to him.
I think it's Trajkovski.
No, you're right. It is Trajkovski. Both men were in the vicinity, and it's the 19-year-old who's got the football as a result. He's looking for his 8th goal of the season, James Trajkovski, and this to... Not that they needed much breathing room, but just to ensure that the Raiders were still a fair way off if he can kick this one. Trajkovski is going to start his approach. We're ticking now towards the 19-minute mark of this third quarter. Here's Trajkovski. Tough angle to speak of. 25, 30 metres out. Missing to the near side. Stars are now 12-7-79. All Paradians are 5-6-36. We're 19 minutes now into this third term, the premiership quarter, as they call it. Stars will be hoping that's where they get to later in the year. But Raiders, meantime, through Desmond, they're going to try to luck at getting another score.
I think you just got to think for the rest of this quarter, it's got to be Old Paradians 3 goals to Fitzroy Stars none for them to be a live chance of coming back in this game. But we have seen miracles happen before, as Desmond will take the kick out and go long towards half forward, tight on the boundary line as well, to the debutant in Zealey. He then
Sullivan
gives a short one to Sullivan, who goes across goal to Will Gilmore, who then does a chipping kick out to Brunskill. So Brunskill takes a bit of grass in front of him, then goes long down the line, and only goes as far There's Bamblett, who's been superb off half-back for the Stars.
Oh.
His kick, though, to a 2-on-1 in favour of the Raiders, so it won't work, and it'll turn into a turnover. Cooper gets the handball out into space for Murdoch, who looks to go inside forward 50. He's got Kerr in on one-on-one. Him and Jetta couldn't take the mark, taking it at ground level, but then wrapped up in an immediate tackle was Rufus Jones, and is pinned for holding the ball. It's a great tackle from Jetta. And the Stars can just have a breather and look to go again. Jetta goes in the middle, very aggressive, but it's a good kick, finding its way up to Pickett, who's kicked 4 this afternoon and is the Fitzroy Stars' leading goal scorer on the season to date. Dow takes the mark, quickly gives it off to Kane Proctor, who then goes really wide and finds a teammate at left half forward in Lovegrove Hudson, who chips it up to the pocket where Farrant is, but taking the intercept mark brilliantly, as I believe that could be someone named Will. As they go up long down the line, the Raiders couldn't take the mark in the end, was Rufus Jones, and we'll get a ball up.
I'll tell you what the Raiders have done really well. They've identified that the Stars want to go to Farrant, particularly as he leads in the pockets, that they've always got an extra man there to ensure they're taking the intercept mark, or at the very least ensure that they're able to bring that ball to ground. So they've been able to nullify that part, but they've just got to find a way to get the scores on their own. And it's the Stars with all the numbers again. Jetta in the middle of the ground. Here's Wanganeen, 70 out from goal. They'll try for Farrant again. Again, it's cut off. They have done really well in that department in this third term, and you've got to give credit to what they've been able to achieve there. Will Gilmore. On the flip, if you're the Stars, you probably have to start looking at some other options in that area of the ground. They are still winning the ball at half-back, although here are the Raiders as they come through down the wing on the pavilion side. This is in the hands of Lockie Kerr. Hasn't got too many options ahead of him, so he's going to look for Jones. The kick wasn't suited for him, but he has won a free kick on centre wing. So Rufus Jones, of course, kicked his second goal of his senior career just a moment ago. So Jones, called to play on. Right foot, deep inside 50. Merkel's going to have to beat a few. Coming in from behind was a couple. Stars have to handball their way out of trouble. Here's Merkel, takes on a couple of tacklers. His kick, though, was smothered. Jordan Proctor came in from about 3 deep, and he's forced that ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And with a shorter quarter, or shorter or less amount of goals, you wouldn't think there's too much long left in this term as we tick towards the 23-minute mark. And then out of the pack is Franz. Will it get there? It's hit the right goalpost. And that would have been a handy major for the visitors, but they moved to 5-7-37 to the Stars, who were 12-7-79. We're now into the 23rd minute of this quarter, and the Stars have already got this one into the middle of the ground, and they've got options aplenty running through. Norris is going to handball it off to Lionel Proctor. He got a couple of options. He was looking for River Carpenter, but that kick was turned over, and then they wanted to play on. So the Raiders had the mark, decided to play on, and then got wrapped up, which is going to cause a stoppage between wing and half forward for all Paradians, for the Fitzroy Stars.
Interesting decision to play on as we get a ball up just on the boundary line. Sam Gilmore wins the hit out, then is able to get a handball to a teammate, gets it back unknowingly, and is able to bobble it over for a boundary throw-in. So he'll go in the ruck again. This time, James Dow for the Stars will go up against him. As the ball's thrown back in, Gilmore couldn't win the hit out, falls out the way for the Stars. Spending it before he earned it was Burns, and the Raiders are able to move up in the middle of the ground to a contest. No one can take the mark, collecting it at ground level though, and wrapped up immediately. In the end was Di Natale,
yes.
Di Natale. As Gilmore wins the hit out, gets it wide, but only as far as a Fitzroy Stars player. And now they'll look to move the ball inside forward 50s through Travskovsky. His kick was pushed as he kicked it, which means it comes the way of the Raiders defenders. Will Gilmore clears it out and taking beautiful. A mark, a really nice one in fact, is Murdoch, who then goes quickly through the middle of the ground to O'Sullivan, gets it back from him, and then gets a dumping kick under a lot of pressure all the way up to half forward as it's intercepted, and the Stars will look to go forward again.
So it was Jordan Proctor with the intercept at centre wing, and then he's able to find a teammate whose kick he smothered, but it was 50 metres just called as he was about to kick it. That's a brutal blow again for the Raiders, and it's going to march the Stars with the man on the mark, probably about 45 out from goal. They're going to play on quickly to the pocket. Here's where Farrant can fly. He came in hard. Did get a hand onto it. Rage with 3 here at ground level, but they've got nowhere to go at the moment. Umpire calls for a ball up. So they're still looking for Farrant. They've again identified that they needed to get a few bodies to him, but the Stars can still be very dangerous in this position. Ball gets tossed up. Gilmore grabs it out of the ruck and slams it away, and it just worked out. Although the mark not taken allows the Stars to rebound. Here's Jai Burns, 45 out on the run. Missing to the right. 12-8-80 now to Stars. Old Paradians are 5-7-37. So 1 goal 2 plays 2 goals 3. So the Raiders are still winning the quarter. But unfortunately for their sake, it's not enough to create a serious dent in this deficit, as O'Sullivan will clear it away towards the pavilion side. The target is Gilmore, and he takes the mark. Sam Gilmore, corridor, just got there in the end to Ryan Gleeson, who with the left foot is going to send it right near the boundary line, and it works. With a teammate taking the mark. Now, down the line here might be his only option because there aren't many others presenting for him. It's going over the head of Merkel, which allows Rufus Jones to fly, and he takes the mark. Stars quickly getting numbers back here, though, to ensure it is an outnumber. So Jones has to take his time now because he's got no options ahead. Instead to go corridor, O'Sullivan just a 15. There's your three-quarter time siren. And the Raiders, they'll be happy to have won that term. But what is apparent is that the Stars look to have done the damage in the opening 2 quarters. We're going to have another shot from an incredible amount of distance. So Sullivan now is going to have a ping from about 85 out.
Oh, he called play on.
Umpire called play on. And, well, it bounced about 10 metres short to be generous, but O'Sullivan not to be. So that's your three-quarter time. Siren confirmed. It's the Fitzroy Stars who are 12-8-80. All Paradians are 5-7-37. So